Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So once again, been a stressful week at work, along with some other stuff. So we're going to try and de-stress by recording and reacting to some manga. So once again, we'll be playing catch-up this weekend, so expect some more reactions to Akane-Banashi. There's a new Kaiju chapter out as well, so that's going to be dropping as well. I believe there's a new Spy Family chapter, so look forward to that too. Along with that, we're going to get into more chapters of Goku Rakuga. I'm going to try to wrap up the series this weekend. I think there's only 2 chapters left, something like that. So we'll get around to finishing off that series this weekend sometime as well. And on top of that, we'll try to get around to a little bit more Yona of the Dawn as well, because I'm pretty close to being caught up with the series. So we're going to do one final push to get caught up with that. Once we're close to wrapping that up, then I'll probably do a proper update on what's coming to the channel next, what to expect for the next read-through, stuff like that. So look forward to that. A lot of great content coming your way. If you haven't already, please consider like, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Especially subscribing, because that helps me out a lot. Because if you push that little follow button, it tells YouTube's algorithm that my videos are worth promoting. Helps me reach a wider audience, so that would be greatly appreciated if you'd like to do that. And just in general, if you like my content, it's kind of a good way to kind of let me know you do, keep me motivated to keep creating. So yeah. But without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi, Chapter 53, Fascinating News, with story by Yuki Suinaga, art by Takamasa Moe, translation by Stephen Paul, lettering by Sneer Iran. And I feel like I'm missing a credit for something. No, alright. I'll pick up where we left off last time with Kaisei having done his unhinged yandere kind of look. And you see in the backstage the Shinichi going, yikes! He wanted to accentuate the gap between his sexy side and this emotional outburst to portray the strength of Toyoshiga's emotion. To think it would devour the audience this much. You can see the audience is all shocked and taken aback by this sudden change. And is Kaisei going to be Shinichi soon? Oh, this is the Zenza, not the Shinichi. He's like, is this really appropriate for an opening act? It's like, he's that good in just 4 years? You see the other performer going after me, I have to go in after that? It's like, Shinichi, he's only been in the school for 4 years. He's like, how scary. You see the old droopy face looking guy going, how scary the power of youth is. He's like, but Arakawa will promote you as long as you have the skill. He could be singled out for promotion above people who've been around longer. And you see, Kaisei is a massive wall. It's not just because those two told me so. He's a Rakugoka close in age to me who's already received Isho's stamp of approval. If I can surpass Kaisei, the path to Shinichi will open to me. At least I think. I want to surpass him. I need to surpass him, and yet, he's so far away. Does he feel so much farther away now because he's gotten better in the past year? I'm sure that's part of it, but the biggest reason is that I've gotten better too. I've developed the ability to understand what makes his art so special. She thinks back to the first time that she met him when she's being all cocky and being like, I'll catch up very soon. And she's like, I didn't know a thing. And you have him repeating the line of, I will haunt you to the day you die. You have Shinkichi found Toyoshiga's message to be rather frightening and fled to his uncle's house. Later that night, Toyoshiga clawed her own throat out. Next to her body was a letter in which she had written, Shinkichi, there is no man more unfaithful than you. If you dare to take another wife, and again, I love this panel where you see just these ghostly hands coming up from behind Kaisei, to choke him. It's I will curse her to death, then I will curse the next, all the way to your 7th. I thought of a title for this video. It's just a little thing. This is the horror-themed Akane-Banashi ghost story of Kasanagafuchi Swamp. The death of Toyoshiga. That is such a good panel. You see the zombified Toyoshiga just embracing Kaisei from behind as he's looking like he's falling into a lover's embrace. Oh, just very, very well done. I love it. And you see The next one that's going out is so the evening schedule is Akane was Hirabayashi, Kaisei is Death of Toyoshiga, and you have Kiryu Kenpute, who's the other guys going after him, doing Tenshiki. He's like, I know that I said I had no Tenshiki earlier, but the truth is, I love Tenshiki. He's like, you love Tenshiki? And you see poor guy just dead silence, absolutely no reaction whatsoever. He's like, look at the audience. They're still completely rattled by Kaisei's performance. It's like, that's not a story you do at that point in the show. What is he thinking? He's like, but the way he condensed that massive story to fit into his time slot was brilliant, especially for a guy whose career is no longer than ours. It's like, don't mention it. It's like, I hate to admit it, but we just can't compete with them. And you see backstage as Kaisei shows up going, sorry to keep you waiting like that. As he's talking to Akane, he's looking all dismayed. And he's like, did you enjoy the show at least? And she's just silent. And he's like, well, let's not waste any time. Here's the deal. Master Iken has gathered up all the Arakawa School Futatsume who will lead the next generation in order to put on a 4-person event. The ones he's invited so far are Master Zensho's apprentice, Yuzen Arakawa, Master Shiguma's apprentice, Koguma Arakawa, and Khan is like, Koguma-ani-san? He's like, and me, Kaisei Arakawa. The 4-person event currently has 3 members lined up, and the remaining slot will go to a Zenza, I hear. That slot will be given to the first place contestant at this summer's Arakawa School Zenza Rensaikai, a training event. And you see the judge is Iken Arakawa. And you have, that means that you have the opportunity to be one of the 4, Akane. And she's like, Koguma-ani-san and Kaisei in a 4-person event? I could win the chance to appear in... She's getting like all excited again. It's like, and he sees the look on her face, and he's like, that's all I wanted to say. Good night. She's like, wait! Kaisei Arakawa. I mean, Kaisei Ani-san. It's like, thank you for telling me about this. But why are you doing this for me? It's like, and today, why did you bother to... It's like, don't get the wrong idea. It's not you I'm interested in. It's the story you're going to tell. Oh, man. All right. Alright, so I guess some quick thoughts on the chapter. First of all, again, I love the artwork and the panel work and everything that's been done in this. Especially at the beginning where you have Akane kind of just standing there, you have like the fractured images of like all the others in the background, like talking about how good Kaisei is and how could you do something like this, and like just being rattled by his performance. Combined with the double page spread of him being like almost lover's embrace with the story he's telling. Just phenomenal artwork all the way throughout this series. I also like I like that Akane's finally kind of like starting to realize just like how much further she still has to go, like how much more skill she has to develop before she can even begin to think of competing with, this generation of performers, like how much further she has to go to, like, be considered one of the top performers, and like how big the gap in their skill is. So appreciate she has that moment of realization where she's like, I've still got like so much more to go. I've got so much more to learn. But again, this is kind of undercut a little bit again by the fact, I've mentioned this a couple of times, it's kind of undercut by the fact, again, we haven't really seen Akane struggle a lot getting to this point, which is not to say that, you haven't seen her putting in the work, putting in the effort to actually be able to like achieve the skill level she has, and to be able to like achieve the rank that she has, like the accolades and everything that she has. But she also hasn't really faced like a significant hurdle in kind of getting to that point. It's kind of just been like, as long as she's applied herself, as long as she put in the work, like it was a pretty easy barrier for her to surmount. So I'm hoping that with this realization that this new barrier that she sees actually is more formidable than the one she's kind of had to leapfrog over so far. So I'm hoping in that regard this next arc will kind of deliver on that, but we shall see. But yeah, apart from that, I love that Kaisei, I love like Kaisei's like arrogant enough to be like, I can do a performance even if it undercuts the. I have to go back through the rankings to remember who would like what the actual rankings are. But I love that the fact that the senior that's above went after him had his performance undercut so badly by the impact of Kaisei's. And the fact that he's able to get away with it even though he doesn't have that much seniority, just purely based on skill. I just love that little touch of the fact he knows he can get away with this because of who he is. And he's not afraid of anyone, so I really love that. I don't think I mentioned this in the last chapter when I did the thing, but man, I think with Kaisei, like the thing for him, I feel like what he's going for is he wants to be indispensable in Rakugo. Like I want him to, I think, be like given like his whole childhood and like the fact he struggles so much. I feel like the fact, the reason he's like, oh, no one's going to take this away from me is he never wants to be at a point where he has to like, struggle to be like taken care of or be like living on the edge of poverty again. So I feel like that partially might inform like his whole like reason like have like a death grip on this to be like, no one's going to surpass me. I'm going to hold on to this seat. I'm going to become number one. No one's allowed to get past me. So I definitely want to see like more development. That I want to see more. I want to see him getting more screen time because I do really think he has the potential to become a really good antagonist. So we're introduced to yet another one of the apprentices and the masters. It'll be interesting to see what their personality and style and everything is like. Apart from that, not much else to say. We're getting set up for another arc. Hoping. I mean, like the arcs always start off strong, so I'm hoping this one will manage to land the finisher unlike the others, but we'll see how it goes. Apart from that, though, great chapter. Looking really excited for the next one. Can't wait to see where it goes from here. But yeah, that's about it. So like I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of great content coming out this weekend. Some more Goku Rakugai, some Akane, some Kaiju. Spy Family, I have to confirm other chapters coming out. But look forward to that. Look forward to Yona. So like I said, a lot of great content. And like I mentioned at the beginning, if you haven't already, please consider commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Because pushing those buttons tells YouTube's algorithm, these videos are worth promoting. And if you like them, it's also a great way to tell me that you like those videos. Kind of gives me the motivation to keep going, keep creating content, all that kind of good stuff. And it'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, like I said, probably next week sometime I'll probably do a proper channel update with stuff that's going to be coming to the channel. Until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.